Mayor, council members, and most distinguished members of the audience, our citizens. I want to clarify, Mayor, the account I was talking about earlier was not strictly Go Topeka money. This item here says that I had over to the library has $5.8 million city funds in that JADO account of $8 million some dollars. So that's the clarification I want to make. To raise the sales tax right now would be the most foolish of mistakes. You will harm the economy. You take a recession, you make it worse. President Hoover did just that. He raised taxes in a depression. I remember you talking about the depression, Mayor. I wasn't around then, but you were. And you talked about that. And President Hoover raised taxes and made the depression much worse. We went from about 15% unemployment to 25% within a short period of time of raising taxes in a soft economy. I've been telling you that outside these meetings for over a year. You've got to stop it. The sales tax is it's a very regressive tax. It hurts the poor first. It hurts the middle class right after that. Every time you buy groceries, every time you buy a car, every time you buy anything, you're being hit over and over again with sales tax. Go Topeka. I wish I had a good report about Go Topeka. I don't. 8 years ago, we voted to give them money, and $5 million a year has gone into their coffers for 8 years, $40 million. In that time frame, and this needs to be checked out by you people, not me just doing the work, but go to the Department of Labor statistics and they will show you that Shawnee County, since we implemented that economic sales tax and used Go Topeka, has lost 8,000 jobs, or 8% of our jobs. 1,000 per year, in good times and bad. Now, I got shown to that site by the Americans for Prosperity Association. I've talked to them, then I've repeatedly reviewed it since, and it's nothing but a bad report about job loss in this community. They're not doing their job. They are under, according to discussions I've had with professors and my own law research, which is encompassed in this notebook, they are under the COMA and the CORA. They are public funds. They have to divulge all of those items. And according to their own agreement, they have to show you every check they've written for the last 8 years. Every voucher, every receipt. And if they hold up Mr. Blackburn or anybody else that asks for those documents, it is a violation of those statutes and the agreement. Now, you can get out of this agreement in 120 days if you go read the contract. There's no penalty for getting out for non-performance because they certainly have not performed. Last document I want to share with the audience, you the citizens of Topeka, before you consider listening to Go Topeka and their president tell you they've got to raise taxes. I have a document I got today of a JADO contract that's signed by Doug Kinzinger and the chairman, and it is dated 11/25/08, and it says we are asking permission to carry forward $12.5 million in a fund because we haven't spent it into 2009. There's your money to fix your streets. According to the original document that we voted on in 2000, it says that money is for infrastructure and economic development.
Sorry, just a moment. Mrs. Kennedy?
Joe, how much more time do you need?
I tried to finish.
Motion to extend 3 minutes.
Second.
Those in favor vote yes, opposed vote no.
Thank you, unanimous. Okay. I am concerned about the car business. I have a son that's in that business. I am concerned about people I know at my church that are in furniture business. I'm concerned about people that are in all kinds of small businesses in this town who are telling me they cannot afford more sales tax. When I look at these streets, and I've driven in other cities that have professional managers, I see all their streets fixed. I don't see their taxes going up. I don't see Lawrence asking for a sales tax. I don't see any of the cities, 23 cities in Johnson County asking for sales taxes, their citizens. Their streets are fixed. We have a disconnect in this community, and it is not about money. And another question I have is, because you have funded street repair in our budget, what are you going to do with that money if you replace it with sales tax money? What project is that going to be spent on? Is that going to be spent on the riverfront, which a lot of people oppose? Let's talk about the riverfront. The riverfront, you could make a reasonable, nice little park down there for about $1 million if you would just go down to Leavenworth or Atchison and see what they did with their riverfront on the Missouri River. Wouldn't cost that much. But you're not going to put up shopping malls and buildings on a river for that kind of money. You don't need $40 or $50 million to do something with your riverfront. That's ridiculous. That river goes, the floodplain down there goes underwater every 20 years. We all know that. You don't need to be spending money on the Kansas River of the kind of numbers that are being talked about by Topeka and whoever else they're bringing in as so-called experts. Furthermore, I question a president of Topeka claiming to have expertise in how to run a city. Who is he to tell us how to raise, or how much to raise our taxes by? His job and his contract talks about economic development, and since he hasn't done that, why is he even bothering to talk to us about money we should raise in taxes to fix streets, which he has no expertise in? And for the citizens to be shut out of that discussion disgusts me. Lastly, I have the newspaper article. Tim Rencher was thrown out of their boardroom last Friday. He represents the people of this community as a newspaper man. I have a problem with an entity doing that to a member of the press, and I'll tell you what, if I had an entity that was getting $5 million from the citizens of this county and city, the last thing I'd do is throw out the press. I'd say, come on in, guy. Can I get you some coffee? Can I get you some water? What do you want to know? Here's the books. Here's the checks. I'd be so open it would make you sick. Because I respect the people and the law of transparency of public funds, but they do not. Thank you.